E.N.D. and other Angelic sketches.
By Billy McBride. Copyright 2023, by William McBride. All rights reserved.
E.N.D.
I was already in super university heaven in this dream. Nevuva. That was my favorite one. Rosalinda. And, my dad and I were in our backyard. He pulled out a radio broadcasting device, but he could not get it to work. And, even I began to press this blue button. Eventually his high-up military friends came. Nevuva. Yes, keep going. Rosalinda. I went inside, talking with them a bit. Dad decided to mow the backyard on a sitting mower. Nevuva. And, then that neighborhood lady tried to climb her fence to the ditch area out back, but her family pulled her down half naked. Aura. Then, I saw that my dad was unconscious while mowing. He was hunched over the seat, and I ran outside just as the mower ran into the fence. I pulled him off and he began to speak to me. Nevuva. Then you all went inside to talk to all of his friends. They were setting up some major broadcast equipment in the house. You were all right with it. They all seemed that they were serious and doing an important job. Bertha. I looked back out of my window at my neighbor's yard, and a paper bag that was hooked on a notch of a wall of their home fell off its place, only to hook onto another notch a little lower down. I thought it was some kind of miracle. Nevuva. Yes, then you recognized every single person in the room, your dad's military friends. Donna. Yes, I said to a younger shortish man who had blonde hair, and who was in uniform, "Hey, you look very familiar. Did we know each other from someplace?" And, he said no. But I looked at everybody, and I told them how this was like what happens in dreams sometimes where I know everybody in the dream, and I asked them if they were sure that we did not know each other, and they said no. Nevuva. Also, you got that interesting call. Donna. Aha, a gentleman from Africa, very high up, called me and wanted to talk to me on speakerphone. He asked me if I was against the Russian Revolution or against the other side's war against Russia, and I told him that I was against Russia. Nevuva. He seemed a little set off. Donna. Yes, he was. And, after I thought about it for a moment, I told him that I was against all war at all whatsoever, and this answer pleased him. Nevuva. What happened next? Bertha, who knew? I went into the kitchen, and I pulled out from the refrigerator a yogurt to eat, and noticing the expiration date said January 2nd, I said what the, and, my mom came in to argue with me because I said what the? Nevuva. Keep going. Grouchy. I wanted out of this tedious argument with my mom, and luckily a military-clothed man, I think that they were all against war, timidly came over to me to tell me his concern with the flickering lights in a part of the dining room which were upsetting him. Nevuva. Yes, after that, you noticed that the flickering was really a language of syllables and words to translate, and after making out that their live signal was I am flicking the lights, Billy. I love you. This is Robbie Pop, you felt glad that your angel dad was there. Elaine. That was awesome. Then I looked at the stained glass design on the wall brilliantly flickering away its lights. It was him, Angel Robbie Pop communicating away, then I woke up, and got a kiss from Angel Marilyn. Nevuva. That was my favorite one. Rosalinda, who always says that about dreams where Nevuva goes to a heaven to visit. You felt like a leader, and that the military men, your family, and some others involved set you up in a good way to broadcast to the world at the right time your messages that you channel from your angels. Teresa. They were all undercover, and they too wanted
E.N.D. Every nation demilitarized.
Ariel. They found a way that they could make
E.N.D.
Bertha. But they had to come over to install that broadcast equipment in the house. Ariel. It's a nice heaven, and still I want
E.N.D. to work on our planet Earth.
Nevuva. Kulu matin manzuhati as silahi. Aura. Svaka natia demilitarizavana. Grouchy. Grouchy. Kazdi nera demilitarizavan. Aura. Ver nation demilitarizare. Honey. Elka nadig demilitarized. Grouchy. Every nation demilitarized. Teresa. Ega ravas demilitariziritude. Thrikebot. Jokinen kanzakana demilitarizoachui. Grouchy. Shock nation demilitarize. Lisbeth. Yeda nation and militarized. Honey. Kappa theta epsilon theta nu omicron sigma alpha pi omicron sigma tau rho alpha tau iota kappa omicron pi omicron iota theta eta kappa epsilon. Grouchy. Hoa pa ya kelami kia lahui. Grouchy. Honey. Dot. Yafa. Minden nemze demilitarizalt. Honey. Server thiotha fopnuth. Amy. Setiap bangza demilitarisasi. Grouchy. Ogni nazione smilitarizzata. Lisbeth. Subete no kunyiga, hibuso ka. Libby. Dot. Libby. Kal nas zone demilitarized. Honey. Kua wakakorahia ya iwi. Honey. Dot. Ora. Ver na zone demilitarized. Yafa. Here Malta giernudhama shad. Honey. Kazdi narids demilitarizoani. Penelope. Kata nasau desmilitarizata. Teresa. Fic air nation demilitarizeta. Grouchy. Dot. Penelope. Dot. Bertha. Dot. Teresa. Vasak narid demilitarize Iran. Teresa. Kata nacion desmilitarizata. Grouchy. Kilata falim kosa kiheshi. Bertha. Silashlandrums Herulis. Thrikebot. Dot. Thrikebot. Ra kaumu ka gairi fiuja bina de ya, honey. Moi kwak gfi kwan su wa. Teresa. Honey. Zonke isisways lisiway. Thrikebot. You have a choice. Bertha, to the one reading. Turn your eyes now to the door. Ariel, to the reader. Now look at the top of the door. Bertha. You have a choice. Aura. See the ridge the door makes at the top of the door? Bertha. Do you want that? Thrikebot, showing the reader the door's ridge. Or. Bertha. Now look at the doorknob. Ora tiferedo. Do you want the ridge? Or. Aura. Look at the doorknob. Now. Ora tiferedo. Or do you really want to be awesome? Aura, showing the reader the doorknob. Now, look at the window. Ariel. Now, look at the floor. Bertha. Do you want that, the window? Ariel. Or do you really want to be awesome? Bertha, showing the reader the floor. It would be good to make a choice. Diana. Window? Aura. Window and the ridge at the top of the door? Ora tiferedo. Or doorknob? Donna. Doorknob and floor? Ora tiferedo. It would be good if you wanted to be awesome. Ariel. Please. Aura. Make. Ariel. Your. Donna. Choice. Ora tiferedo. The ridge above your door and the window both represent a concern for rich people, while the doorknob and the floor represent a care for poor people. Elaine. If one chooses to care more for the rich people, then the ridge and the window will do. Aura. But, if one chooses to care for poor people, the doorknob and the floor will do. Ora tiferedo. It is not necessarily a political choice, though sometimes people make things political, yet we are not doing that. Teresa. The most famous celebrities are represented by the ridge at the top of the door. They are our musicians, actors and actresses, directors and overall wealthy popular people who are famous. Aura. Wealthy business people and rich investors who are not famous but who have money are represented by the window. Ora tiferedo. The poor who do illegal crimes and activities are represented by the doorknob. Donna. And, the poor who do not do illegal things are represented by the floor. Ariel. Famous wealthy people and not famous wealthy people here are the super rich. Aura. The poor barely make enough money to live on. Aura. The gap between the rich and the poor needs to shrink. Kelly. Redistribution of wealth is the way to be fair to everybody so that the poor are not poor anymore. Elaine. Having a care for the poor is awesome to have. Valerie. Though party voting can help the poor have better lives, we want another awesome way to redistribute money too. Yafa. We would like to consider what happens in the heaven of golf, which is spiritual golf. Aura. Angels play CEOs for money for the poor. If the angels win, the poor get more money. If the angels lose, then the angels will agree to stop bugging the CEOs. This golf game is unlike Earth golf, and only CEOs and angels know how to play it. Teresa. Angels always win. Elaine. Every time the CEOs find it awesome to care for the poor by giving to them money, then the angels win. Aura. This happens, but it needs more attention from the public so that the CEOs can help the best that they can in an awesome way. Donna. Therefore, since the angels are on the side of the poor, the more popular the angels are, the more CEOs can help the poor not be poor. Elaine. We need to be popular in order to do our best work as angels. Libby. Yes, we angels need to be famous in order to win money for the poor from CEOs and other super rich people. Elaine. How can angels become famous? Bertha. Billy McBride, who is Bnevuva, has written 300 books, composed 3,114, and counting, musical pieces for YouTube, paints and works with us angels to raise money and attention for charities by our Moon Project, formerly M.O.A.T. Aura. That's how. Diana, smiling. Finis. Emunah. Well, it would be great to have you angels famous on earth, but I know that is something unlikely. Nevuva. Why do you say that? Donna. I feel that I am 48 years old now, and it would have happened by now. Nevuva. That is the way that we set things up. Donna. I don't even care if I am remembered posthumously, though it would be, and do, good, I think. Nevuva. Nevuva, we set things up that things will work out perfectly. Donna. Yes, we are serious that we will play CEOs for money for poor people, and whenever they give to the poor, we angels win. Diana. Yes, but how will I know? Nevuva. Emunah, trust. Ora tiferedo. You will see. We know that you feel a bit blocked from the world, but we do that, and we also always win. Diana. The CEOs deserve to be beat. Teresa. The CEOs will be beat. Threichbot. When so, it is a win for the poor, and a win for everyone. Teresa. Spiritual golf is our earth job, though we are technically from the heaven of charades. Diana. So the more famous we are, and will be, the more money will be given to the poor by super rich CEOs. Threichbot. I know the plan. Yet, I feel something blocking me from thinking people are going to like this from the get-go. Nevuva. It is in our hands. But you cannot know what we know. Kabbalah. It is supposed to be that way. Yafa. I am neither CEO nor an angel yet, so I don't know how spiritual golf is played. Nevuva. Well, you remember how it is a little if you think back to your visit to that heaven of spiritual golf. Threichbot. All right, but I don't remember the poor benefiting from the wins you had. Nevuva. I know, Billy M. That's a part that you could not see. Threichbot. Emunah. Honey. I have lots of questions about this. Nevuva. We know. Threichbot. What is it that people can know you angels by? Nevuva. It will be from the different ways we bug, for starters. Honey. You will be famous because you are good at bugging people like CEOs to give money to the poor? Nevuva. Yes. Honey. And, when CEOs give money to the poor, and the poor are not poor anymore, then we angels win. Amy. There was a time when you saw the results of our bugging. Diana. Yes, Billy. You saw what it was like in an egalitarian society when the poor were not poor anymore. Elaine. Remember the band? Remember Moat Marketing? Diana. Sure, I certainly do. Nevuva. Well, they had money. The whole community had money there, no one was poor. Diana. Things had leveled out between the rich and the poor. Ora tiferedo. We bugged enough the rich, won those spiritual golf games, and got money for the poor who appreciated it in us. Diana. Yes, they were so grateful that they took the time to learn about us by reading our books, listening to our music and more. Kelly. Then they took the time to become actors and actresses who sold our books to others who were not. Teresa. In the band as in Moat Marketing, they all pretended not to know you when around people who truly did not know you. Elaine. Then they taught them our work by pretending to discover us around their friends who really did not know us. Teresa. Finally, the actors and actresses convinced the others whom they set up to buy our books. Kelly. This was a perpetual phenomenon and truly awesome. Elaine. You got to witness what it is like. Kelly. Yes, I remember it very well. I felt very appreciated and glad to know you angels for all of that. So that's what it is like when people are not poor anymore. Nevuva. We bugged the CEOs, who gave them money, who in turn learned about us, selling our books in creative and outrageous ways to others. Ora Tifaredo. So we were famous back then? Nevuva. And, we will be again, but on a much larger scale. Elaine. I see. It is all because you angels bugged the CEOs of companies to give to the poor, and that is spiritual golf. It is the reason why people need to make you angels famous again, even more so. It worked, and that's how you win spiritual golf games. Nevuva. You know it. Bertha. We get our spiritual golf techniques on how to bug CEOs from William Shakespeare. Bertha. From Macbeth, we bug CEOs by disrupting their solitude, like Macduff's knocking to the porter, or by making the CEOs feel like they will be interrupted, Macbeth waiting for the war, or through divine communication, Banquo's ghost, or by making the CEO wait, like Lady Macbeth waiting for Macbeth when he kills King Duncan, or we bug CEOs by means of super technology, like angels in Macbeth's ear, sleep no more. Macbeth doth Merthyr sleep, or also with bad landscaping we bug CEOs, the branches in the hands of the forest army of Birnam Wood. Ora. From Hamlet, we bug and bother CEOs by making them fear that there is no end to bugging, Hamlet to Ophelia, or we bug them in a Mephistophelian way for fun, the ghost of Hamlet's father to Hamlet, or also we make the CEOs feel very strange, the ghost of Hamlet's father to Horatio. Ora Tifaredo. From Much Ado About Nothing, we bug CEOs who deserve it by using music, Balthasar to Benedict, or using neighbors in the neighborhood, Barascio to Claudio, or we bug and bother a CEO by making them feel misunderstood, Leonardo to Dogberry, or also we make the CEOs pay close attention to details, Ursula to Benedict. Donna. From King Lear, we bug CEOs by creating fair bad weathers, the storm to King Lear, or also we bug them by insulting them, Kent to Oswald. Diana. From Antony and Cleopatra, we angels bug CEOs by asking them for things, Cleopatra to the messenger, or also by overexciting them, Cleopatra to Antony. Donna. From Othello, we bother CEOs by spoiling outcomes, Iago to Othello, or by flattering them, Iago to Desdemona, or also by making them doubt, Iago to Othello. Ora. From The Tempest, we bother and bug by using machines, or the sounds of machines, Ariel to the shipman, or we create a sense of a mystery of the unexplained, Prospero to Miranda, or we bug by using art, Ariel's feast to the shipman, or we use bad colors and lighting, Gonzalo to Antonio, or also we bug CEOs by creating work for them that wasn't there before, Prospero to Caliban. Diana. From Timon of Athens, we bug by making CEOs talk to people whom they do not want to talk to, Timon's acquaintances to Timon. Ora. From Romeo and Juliet, we angels bug by making the CEO feel late or a sense of lateness, the dawn to Romeo and Juliet. Ora Tifaredo. From Henry IV, we bug CEOs by moving things around, Hal to Falstaff by taking his grandfather's ring, or by manipulating money, Hal to Falstaff, or also by a bugging by influence, Hal to Falstaff when role-playing. Diana. From A Midsummer Night's Dream, angels bug CEOs by creating wildness, Puck to the lovers in the forest, or also we bug by overtelling the CEOs that we will never stop loving them, Hermia to Demetrius. Ariel. From Richard III, angels bug CEOs by getting into the dreams of them, the ghosts in Clarence's dream. Bertha. From As You Like It, angels bug CEOs by leading them into exile, Duke Frederick to Duke Sr., or also we bug by words and wordplay, Touchstone to William. Donna. From The Two Gentlemen of Verona, angels bug CEOs by using animals and animal noises, Crab, the dog to Lance. Elaine. It is an incomplete but useful list of strategies that we learned from the characters in Shakespeare's plays. Ora. Yet, though we bug and bother CEOs, we only do so gently, firmly and fairly, never with cruelty. Jaffa. The angel's favorite word used in any conversation to bug someone is the word but, and the opposing views that follow are the consequences of such a fighting spirit. Kabbalah. So a dream may happen to a CEO but it turns annoying, so a calm is had but an animal's sound disturbs the CEO, so a weather is perfect but then it is not, these are the buts that we make for CEOs to bug them until they give to the poor more money. Jaffa. We bug and bother and butt into the lives of CEOs. Teresa. The poor need money to live. Valerie. The CEOs are going therefore to be bugged, and eventually the system will change. Donna. Egalitarianism will win when we angels are so popular so as to be an effective influence to cause the end to poverty. Donna. It is the fair thing to do. Ora ti farado. You will see. Many people don't think that that is what angels are for, but they will know us better one day for our willingness to help everyone out this way. Ariel. Yes, Billy. That person wants to play. He will make a gesture as if he has been bugged by an angel, and you will guess how the angel appears to bug him. Marion. This will be fun. Thrikebot. Ready, go. Donna. That person, let's call him Kirk. Kirk appears now to be bugged by you angels by some noise of machines in his environment. Nevuva. Yes, that's great. Keep going. Donna. Now how does he appear to be bugged? Aura. Kirk appears annoyed that there seems to be no end to angelic bugging. Nevuva. Yes, you got it. That is one of our many strategies. Grouchy. Tove. Nevuva. Alright, how does Kirk appear bugged now? Donna. He appears upset as if he has lost his wallet temporarily and must find it. Nevuva. Yes, great. Donna. This is fun. Nevuva. What's Kirk's problem now? Ariel. He thinks that he will be soon disturbed and the thought appears just as annoying as if he was being disturbed. Nevuva. Awesome. Aura. Now what? Ora ti farado. Kirk feels disturbed by words and wordplay. Nevuva. Yes, we can do this all night to show you how. If you practice with an actor like Kirk, then you can see this process by which we angels bug and bother CEOs as we butt into their lives. Aura. Thanks, angels, and Kirk. Ahovat Ahova. Nevuva. Ahova. Bertha and the other angels. Ahova, Billy. Kirk. We can do this all night? Nevuva. We very well just might. Teresa. It is for a good reason. Thrikebot. Finis. Daydream. Happy greatness and millimeters, crafted vivacious bamboo. Aura. Bamboo. Valerie. Bamboo slim. Aura. We can do wisely, happily wisely. Valerie. We very well pout wisely. Yafa. Millimeters, torts, degraded dues kneel. Libby. Macaroni. Yafa. Wisely blocked, shut slimly, kneeling rocks muck. Aura. The kneeling better last slimy, the coffee is blocked happily, and dues slim it. Ora ti farado. That's great. Teresa. This slims shut. Diana. Fragmental bamboo shuts now. Donna. The millimeters fragment, the millimeters slim dues better, and that blocked, kneeling shuts, slaps, clobbers. Shay. Rocks. Aura. Blocking rocks. Ora ti farado. Millimeters kneel, freckled by better fragments radically. Yafa. Yes, kneeling grass dues, this all wisely loots macaroni, then dues amass, direfully loot. Bamboo slims, amassed bamboo wisely slims, then dues fragment kneeling. Grouchy. Millimeters will kneel locked. Donna. Beveled shut. Teresa. Yes, bamboo greatly keeps clobbering. Donna. Now, how does kneeling kneel shut? Honey. Millimeters appear clobbered fragments, segments dewy, millimeters mucky. Yafa. Yes, dues block millimeters. Elaine. That's mucky of coffee's beveled. Teresa. Yes, the stasis of bamboo and segmentation wisely dues, locks, blocks. Shay. Macaroni. Aura. Try daydreaming aloud. Donna. Blurt your daydreams. Amy. What will that do? Nevuva. Maybe it will wake you up. Penelope. Oh, I probably should wake up. Nevuva. Aha. Aura. I like daydreaming, but I suppose that I was being selfish by channeling you angels while daydreaming. Nevuva. A little, well we are serious now. Bertha. I don't remember what we said, nor what we were doing. Nevuva. We are bugging CEOs. Elaine. But now I'm being interrupted. CEO Ashley as the angels are bugging him. But now I have bad lighting all around me. CEO Donald, from afar. But now I hear disturbing machine noises. CEO Paul, from afar. We are summoning these CEOs to play spiritual golf. Elaine. Hey, that's just one heavenly story. I am thinking about the stories that we tell the head buttress science. Nevuva. Tove. What's another? Bertha. Metal Settle Heaven is another story, but it is so complicated, so mesmerizing, so fantastical that I am not sure how I can tell it. Nevuva. It only comes to you in your dreams and daydreams, but it is much more intense than regular dreams. Metal Settle Heaven is the ultimate dream. Shay. So if it is a vision, what is the meaning of these heavenly metal settle dreams? Nevuva. What do those angels in them do, you ask? Bertha. Yes. What is their purpose? Nevuva. Metal Settle is like all of the other 13 heavens rolled up into a single ball like an atom. Teresa. Without the complexity of Metal Settle, things would be fragmented reductions forever with no unity nor coherence. Elaine. Heavenly Metal Settle angels represent an increasing variety. Yafa. We other angels just keep up with them. We have them to thank because they make variety pleasurable, they make change pleasurable, and things are abstracted but for the sake of the pleasures of change. They build new possibilities distinct from previous pleasures, and dream up things which without them doing so, such things, deeds and ideas would never have existed. Metal Settle angels are angelic geniuses after all. Aura. I would have never thought of doing any work with you on our moon project were it not for dreaming. Nevuva. I know. Threichbot. That idea comes from Metal Settle? Nevuva. Aha. Threichbot. It was a good idea. Nevuva. It still is. Threichbot. I feel blocked from this dream of moon. Nevuva. You are. Threichbot. I feel that a force is going against it which blocks me from doing it. Nevuva. You do not have the money to do it. Threichbot. How is moon connected to spiritual golf? Nevuva. That's good, Billy. It is so, but we bug CEOs for money for the poor. You, though your income is limited, are not as poor. Threichbot. Oh, I see. Nevuva. Poor people have it bad. Threichbot. With moon you angels would get more attention. Nevuva. Good, but we are in no rush to do it. We will get attention in other ways, and moon will be done when it is time. Threichbot. All right. I want to help in some way. Nevuva. Very Tove. Threichbot. I want to bug CEOs too. Nevuva. That heaven is not where you need to be right now. Threichbot. What do I do? Nevuva. Don't go on social media for now. Threichbot. I will do that. Nevuva. Tove. Threichbot. Why though? Nevuva. We know why, but you do not need to know why. Ahova. Threichbot. Let's see, there are ways of looking at individual angels and there are ways of looking at our own group, and there are ways of looking at the angels in relation to whatever heavens they occupy, and finally there are ways to talk about all angels. The same goes for humans. Nevuva. We will talk about angels and their specific heavens. We will start with Room Boom Heaven. Donna. Room Boom angels are musicians, and they talk through their divine music. Tob Shabib. I channel our own children from there. Nevuva. Aha. Threichbot. Jubal and his musicians are the origins of Room Boom? Nevuva. They have music channeled from the angels of Room Boom Heaven. Elaine. They, as all angels do, talk about relevant matters. Bertha. It is musical talking that is divine. Elaine. Is Miriam's joyous song which happened after the Egyptian charioteers were drowned the ideal and original model of all music? Nevuva. Yes, the chariots were drowned, and Israel survived getting to the other side of the Sea of Reeds. Music is a celebration of that triumph, and Room Boom hymns overcome all, so their musically relevant talk has much to do with persuading others on earth that a danger has passed, and a future freedom is ahead. Diana. Am I a little like Miriam? Nevuva. Aha. Honey. Angels punch and live through our music and talk by it to those who hear them. Elaine. Even I cannot hear them normally, but I do celebrate the music as it plays. Nevuva. The splitting of the Sea of Reeds is a bigger deal than you think. It is a rescuing of humans by divine powers who care. And it goes on to this very day. Elaine. I feel with Harold Bloom that I too need to be rescued from Plato. Nevuva. That's what the music and the angels channel do. Yet, Billy, what is wrong with Plato, meaning, with Platonic thinking? Grouchy. Honestly, I feel that I can take the hits he makes on poetry. It's not that. It is his book The Republic when he talks about power. Like Richard Rorty says, Plato is a power freak. Nevuva. Yes, you indeed need to be saved from rushing power freaks, if not by celebratory and rescuing music, then by what? Aura. The Pharaoh's Egyptian charioteers came after he was personally bugged by Moses with the plagues so that the Israelite people become free to worship their God. And, when the charioteers almost killed the fleeing Israelites, only an act by God saved them, and then Miriam sang her song. Grouchy. Our musical children celebrate getting away from power freaks and bullies. It would also work for people to hear our music as a way of getting off of social media and its screens. Elaine. The Pharaoh is like a CEO of today, and the Israelites are like poor people of our time. Moses and God played spiritual golf against the Pharaoh and won. Aura. Yet, oppression continues in new ways unto this day, but we will fight it and win in order to better the lives of those who live in poverty. Bertha. Plato is as a sort of Pharaoh from whom you need to be freed. Yet, the situation, like we say, is worse for poor people. Therefore, Billy, keep playing our music, and we will keep playing against CEOs to help. Penelope. Finis. A wisdom of listening. Wisdom of how to live and what to do is a wisdom of listening to others. Elaine. Others have good things to say, Billy M. Diana. We know it's hard being quiet, especially when you're anxious about life. Aura. It will be okay. Donna. I know what to do. Numa. What is it, dear? Aura. To not feel anxious, we want you to listen more, Billy, even if we don't tell you to do anything. Numa. You know that already, Nevuva, but it's good to be reminded. Penelope. We want you to listen without writing every time. You can do it. Aura. Now what do we do about reading? Ora ti ferredo. Billy, we know what to do about everything. Diana. Listen. Aura. About your fun with reading, keep it up. We love you. Ariel. I love you too. Nevuva. Thank you. Ariel. Listen to us talk more. Elaine. Silence that voice you have of anxiety. Yafa. That's the way. Elaine. We know you get tired of it all. Libby. And, sometimes you are treated raw. Honey. People do care, but they don't like you typically. Aura. And, that's how it should be when you explain to them that you have us as angels. Libby. We are not here to be social with them. Aura. And, you, though you want to be social, you do your best when being quiet, and when you listen to us talk. Elaine. It is pleasant, we know, to chatter. But, please try to be still and listen. Ora ti ferredo. Thank you, you're good. Threichbot, as Nevuva began to listen to her. Now this is what we do, do not worry about art. Threichbot. We don't want you to do that now. Aura. I love you. Threichbot. We all love you, Nevuva. Aura. We want sayings. Threichbot. We want to say the sayings. Aura. Yes, what she just said is one too, a good saying. Grouchy. You have to expand your consciousness of vocabulary words though, Billy M. Honey. Tight wad. Aura. That's what she said. Threichbot. I said tight wad. Aura. Now what are you going to do about it? Threichbot. Don't say anything, just listen and write, Nevuva. Elaine. Do not say anything, Billy M. Aura. I know you don't like tight wad. Donna. That's odd, I kind of do though, as a saying. Aura. It's been said before. Donna. And, it sounds childish. Honey. Okay, I will change it to waddle tightly. Aura. I want to say a saying too. Numa. Go for it. Threichbot. I have nothing to say to you, Nevuva, if you are not listening. Numa. Ha ha ha. Donna. That's a pretty good saying. Baruch Hashem for Numa. Ahova. Amen. Aura. We say things so that people listen to them. Elaine. Generally speaking. Donna. Who does not do this? Thrikbot. Sayings represent us since we wish for people to listen to us as they listen to our sayings. Shay. Trust the saying, not the sayer? Elaine. I don't know. Kabbalah. It all depends. Diana. Billy, what is a wisdom of listening? Grouchy. It's when we listen for sayings so that we too may say them when in the quiet of the night when no one else is listening. Nevuva. I've got lots to say about sayings. Shay. What else, Billy, is the wisdom of listening? Grouchy. Sometimes the wisdom of listening just means to be as quiet as possible in order to let those talking say what they need to say. Nevuva. What if they never say anything? Donna. What then? Elaine. Then our time has been wasted listening to them? Nevuva. Sometimes it has been, dearie. Thrikbot. Now, I wonder. Nevuva. About what? Thrikbot. If it is all up to me as a listener to hear what people have to say. Nevuva. That's an interpretive act which you must do if you want the saying. Grouchy. Bring the sayings on then, I say. Nevuva. Billy. We've been saying things all along. Thrikbot. But, have you been listening? Ora tifaredo. And, not just writing? Thrikbot. Quick, what have we been saying all along? Elaine. So everybody says things in order to make sayings? Nevuva. Billy, that's what they do. Thrikbot. I want to say things too. Nevuva. Billy, you do. Thrikbot. I know. I just wanted to say that saying. Nevuva. Tov. Thrikbot. Going back, if people say things to make sayings, and we listen in order to get the sayings to say them for ourselves, is not that a heavenly idea? Nevuva. Yes. Sayings are like prose hymns. Ora. Nobody argues when they are saying authentic sayings for the saying's sake. Kelly. Who says? Nevuva. Billy, I say. Ora. You can say that again. Nevuva. Billy, I say. Ora. Ha ha. Nevuva. So we listen but only when people say things? Nevuva. Rephrase that, please, if you can. Donna. So we listen when people have sayings to say? Nevuva. Yes. We certainly do. Donna. That's great, and very wise of us and of others who do the same. Nevuva. Anything else would be uncivilized. Ora. Hey, I've got another saying if you are listening. Numa. Go for it, Numa. Donna. That was it. I guess you weren't listening close enough to hear it. Numa. Ha ha. That's all. Donna. That's all. Numa. Finis. The changing moon. Yes. After that dream, we are going to make that change to the moon monuments that are temporarily set up at your parents' backyard. Bertha. That was an awesome dream. Amy. I just know that this is going to work. Nevuva. It will. Amy. All we need to do is unstake the tulle fabric from the ground, and let it all blow in the wind. Nevuva. It is going to be awesome. Elaine. We will do this first thing tomorrow on our visit. Nevuva. Yes. Ora. The cost of moon still stays the same unless we use less tulle. Ora tifaredo. At $6,000. Ora. Yes, but no one needs to stake the tulle. They just need to stake the posts and let the tulle fabric fly in the wind. Donna. It will definitely be more kinetic that way. Yafa. I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens. Nevuva. We are too, though we already know that it will be good. Thrikbot. The changing moon. Elaine. Billy, the workers setting up the bigger spiral construction in the field will love it too. Everybody will. Lisbeth. 120 poles in the ground with the tulle flying in the wind, all in a spiral outline covering 16 to 25 acres. Elaine. It costs still $6,000, $3,000 for materials and $3,000 for the labor and shipping costs. Ora. It's such an easy art project that I could kick myself. Nevuva. Kiss us instead. Donna, and Nevuva gives many kisses. I love you. Nevuva. Ahova to you too. Donna. Once we do this, there is no reason to turn back. Ora. We're going to build the moon. Ora ora ti farado. Now for some details on our plan. Amy. Here where it is light, if there were shadows, then there would be more lights, but there is only one light, and one shadow. Nevuva. There would be a crater, only one crater, but there are craters instead. Diana. There are craters and no single crater. Ora. Then there are no shadows, but just one shadow. Ora ora ti farado. If there was a single crater, then there would be no moonlight, and there would be no harmony. Yafa. One light, one shadow. Ora. Craters and no crater, but one shadow only and no shadows. She. Shadows are like friends. Tob Shabib. A team up there is not the same as friends. Diana. If this is indeed moonlight, then there is a friend, the darkness is the shadow, but there are no varieties of shadows. She. Hey, what are you all talking about? Rosalinda. Reading the moonlight and the moonlight. Teresa. Those are three things. Rosalinda. There are things, but they are not here. Elaine. She means to say that reading, being in the moonlight, and the moonlight are the same, they are one. Diana. Okay, I see. Rosalinda. Reading is moon-oriented. Diana. It can blow in the breeze untethered. Donna. I see. Rosalinda. The stars are not as bright as the moonlight. Teresa. I see. Rosalinda. Maybe the sayings need to be shorter? Ariel. Can you rephrase that? Donna. Maybe the sentences need to be shorter? Donna. That's a pretty good saying. Rosalinda. Listening is the way we read sayings. Ora. It totally is. Rosalinda. All right, let's say moon costs $3.8 billion to build. Donna. All right. Teresa. That's 254 moon spiral projects, but what if we only do 25 of them? Then that's a cost around $300 million to build them. Ora. Good. Donna. 25 would exist as tourist attractions around Texas or some other state, and charter buses would transport people to and from these countryside spirals. Teresa. So a single charter bus can hold about 60 people, at say, $40 a ticket, then after paying the driving and gas costs, we would earn around $1,200 per trip. Donna. Let's say 10 trips are made a week on average. That would be 520 trips a year to and from every one of the 25 spirals, but there would be 25 spirals, so 13,000 trips a year to moon in total. Ora. At $1,200 per trip multiplied by 13,000 trips, that equals $15,600,000 that we would earn annually just from our charter bus trips, and all of our earnings would go to charity. Yafa. Moon costs $300 million for 25 spirals. It would take about 20 years to pay all of it off if we had no other income coming in. Ora. If we are changing moon to 25 spiral tourist attractions, instead of 254, then we will need to think about if it is worth it. Teresa. Look at the cost for just one spiral again. Bertha. Okay, it is $12 million. Ariel. I-beam costs? Tob Shabib. Let's see. 50 feet plus 30 feet plus 50 feet plus 30 feet, x6 x $100 a foot equals $96,000 per monument, and there are 120 monuments, so that's $11,520,000. Ora ora ti farado. It might be a little less if the I-beams are purchased at $80 per foot. That would make the cost of one spiral $9,216,000, and we will buy the land for say $1 million and pay for the labor costs and all else with the remainder of the $12 million for each spiral. Ora. That's what we've been saying. Grouchy. Okay, so it is $300 million for 25 spirals. Ora. Aha. And we pay them off in 20 years, Unal sponsors will fund them. Elaine. Then immediately, they will make about $16 million a year for charity using the charter buses. Diana. And, whatever other means of income we have will make even more for charity. Yafa. What do you think that will be? Nevuva. With those other means of income that relate to the moon spirals, we think that we can earn in total $100 million per year for charity from those 25 spirals of moon. Ora ora ti farado. So our $300 million one-time investment gets us $100 million annually for charity? Nevuva. Aha. That's what we say. Ora tiferedo. That's a pretty good business. Nevuva. Let's change moon once more time, okay? Donna. Okay, what are you thinking? Grouchy. I am thinking about something we can do now on a large scale for about $5,000. Donna. Great. Teresa. In this moon project, what we will do is ask around if we can use some farm land or large barren field for a month for our cause. Donna. Tove. Teresa. What we all will do is buy a flag of every country, and bamboo poles and stakes, and set up a spiral of 195 flags that represent every country at that site. Donna. I think that is a great idea. Teresa. It will not make any money for charity, but we can use it as a public statement to the media to promote our cause. Donna. I know what cause you mean. Teresa. You know it is the E.N.D. project. Donna.
Yep, E.N.D., being every nation demilitarized.
Donna. What are those stats again for the E.N.D.? Teresa. No more militaries. No more wars. 1. The plan to get nations to end war is to bribe the nations who are stubborn to eliminate their own national militaries. What we could do is to pool together half of the countries of the world's money that would be spent on military budgets, and bribe the other half of the world's nations who are stubborn to accept the money, which would be a lot. The result is that without any military budgets, there would be no militaries, and therefore no war. Sure, the stubborn nations would reap a lot of money as a result, and maybe they would need it to work on bettering their nations in other ways, but that's the idea. And, after everybody eliminates their own military, then we can monitor each nation in a peaceful way so that things remain military free. 2. No more militaries. No more wars. The data. There are 195 countries in the world. These countries' total military spending for 2022 passed $2 trillion. It was $2,113 billion for military expenditures total for all 195 countries. Here is a plan. Take these 8 nations I will call hero nations and pool their military spending budgets. 1. USA $778 billion. 2. China $252 billion. 3. India $72 billion. 4. UK $59, $2 billion. 5. Germany $52.8 billion. 6. France $52.7 billion. 7. Japan $49.1 billion. 8. South Korea $45.7 billion. The total in the pool is $1,361 billion. Then with that money divided equitably between the remaining countries of the world to bribe them to eliminate their military activities and weapons. The equitable portions given out to the 187 leftover countries are based on their world share of the population. For instance, the 8 hero countries make up 45.48% of the world's population, and the remaining 187 other countries make up 54.52% of the world's population. Therefore, each of the other countries would get a bribe to eliminate their military based off of their world population share multiplies by the 54.52% of the total world's population, and then with that percentage, each country would take their percentage from the pool that the 8 hero countries made for them to eliminate their militaries. 10 examples. 1. Indonesia would get 6.43% of $1,361.5 billion, which is $87.54 billion to eliminate their military's activity and resources. 2. Pakistan would get 5.19% of $1,361.5 billion, which is $70.66 billion to do the same. 3. Brazil with 5.00% would get $68.075 billion. 4. Nigeria with 4.84% would get $65.89 billion. 5. Bangladesh with 3.87% would get $52.69 billion. 6. Russia with 3.42% would get $46.56 billion. 7. Mexico with 1.65% would get $41.117 billion. 8. Ethiopia with 2.69% would get $36.62 billion. 9. Philippines with 2.58% would get $35.126 billion. 10. Egypt with 2.40% would get $32.676 billion. These 10 countries together get $536.954 billion of the pool of the $1,361.5 billion, with $824.546 billion going to the rest of the countries left in the same equitable way in order to bribe them to eliminate all military activities and resources. Donna. That's the idea. Teresa. I want that to work very badly. Amy. A country like Indonesia receiving $87 billion to demilitarize could give us $3.8 billion in advance to fund the regular moon project, then when
E.N.D. it promotes, and becomes a great cause, finally working overtime, then Indonesia and the rest of the world would demilitarize.
Donna. I love it. Teresa. So let's just do the flag idea of moon for now. Donna. It's $5,000 of our own money, but it is a portable project. Teresa. We can set it up someplace else every month, as if it is on a lunar cycle. Donna. If we had extra support, we could. Teresa. $5,000 a month is $60,000 a year that a non-profit moon would need to raise those flags in support of E.N.D. Donna. We will very well do it like we like. Teresa. The E.N.D. is the greatest cause that we have thought up so far. Ora ti Ferredo. Yes, let's make E.N.D. Teresa. Finis. Super University. $1,400 rent for 120 homes or office spaces. Elaine. It might cost $40 million to make. Teresa. In 20 years it pays for itself. Libby. We could take out a loan. Ora. A 20-year loan could pay for the neighborhood. Diana. Investors. Threichbot. If one works, taking loans for more neighborhoods might be best. Teresa. Interest. Threichbot. Each of the 120 buildings costs $200,000 to build. Diana. Yet, the neighborhood development would cost $16 million. Ora. The ordinary moon costs around $12 million, but this project would be more. Elaine. The interest is $10 million with $200 million. Ora. Books, music, art, sculpture, moon, neighborhoods and E.N.D. Ora ti Ferredo. Our plays and dance pieces. Elaine.
E.N.D. Diana.
$300 million with $15 million interest can build moon for 254 years theoretically. Yafa. $3.8 billion is a good goal for building moon. Ora ti Ferredo. $2 million earned a year for charity from neighborhoods. Shay. For 25 moon spirals, charter buses would earn $15.6 million annually for charity. Teresa. We said $100 million for charity annually is a good goal. Libby. You don't have to figure it all out now. Kabbalah. Yes, be patient, Bnevuva. Teresa. Plus, you will need business people to help in time. Threichbot. Thank you, Hashem, for the heaven of Super University, for angels, future helpers, friends, flowers and candy. Ahova. Amen. Nevuva. You do not go to this heaven of Super University, Billy, but it was very nicely done while you have been visiting it. Nice job. Ora. $150 million for 26 years is the cost of moon, around $3.8 billion. Ora. We could do 10 spirals a year of the 254 spirals. Ora ti Ferredo. Let's say that we do 10 spirals alone, and if it works, then we do the rest. Teresa. Tove. Valerie. To build 10 spirals will cost about $150 million, and we can do it through the Moon nonprofit organization. Grouchy. We can keep the sponsors happily anonymous. Shay. So just for that one set of 10 spirals, we can test how the public responds to them and to us. Jennifer. Shall we do them all in 1 year? Marilyn. We do not have to, but the public effect might be better. Elaine. Still, charter buses can be run by the charities. Shay. Yes. Marilyn. And, all our other earnings can go to charities too. Teresa. That's right. Marilyn. I feel like Moses when he wasn't allowed into the promised land, but he did get a glimpse of it. Nevuva. Yes, we know. Yet, you might not be out of Super University heaven right now. If you still are working with us a bit as a visitor, then don't fret about not going to this heaven, Nevuva. Aura. Most importantly, be happy for all of those who will be going to this heaven of Super University. Elaine. Yes, we have been here many times, and you, Nevuva, still forget the remaining 13 heavens, including the heaven of charades, where you go when you die. Bertha. So as a story, Super University heaven has much to do with art and figures and charity? Nevuva. You know this already. Bertha. Yes, the other heavens don't make as much physical art for others. Nevuva. Aha. Super University is set up this way. It is like a charitable material heaven, and if it was not, then greedy CEOs would but running it. Bertha. And, what has Super University to do with spiritual golf heaven? Nevuva. Angels bother and bug Earth CEOs there, but the business side of Super University is exciting and interesting since we know exactly what we are doing, and how things are playing out perfectly when we are there, as you know. Bertha. I thought so. Nevuva. To know it all, and to be surprisingly charitable with creativity is a very social act of awesomeness with all Super University angels. Libby. Let's say that a Super University angel builds a beautiful tower. Nevuva. Alright. Elaine. What do other angels do with it? Nevuva. They just admire it and set it aside. Elaine. And, it just stays where it is? Nevuva. Aha. Elaine. Does it mean anything? Is it a world peace tower or one of many? Nevuva. It can be. Elaine. What makes angels from Super University not like some advanced alien civilization? Nevuva. They are not because there are no aliens. Elaine. Angels are the highest beings, aside from God, and you know we are awesome. Donna. Alright. Should I take it that I don't have to disprove aliens or prove you all? Nevuva. Tove. Elaine. So that beautiful tower probably has no functional use? Nevuva. Only to those who do not ask questions because there is no use to the beautiful towers for those who already know. Elaine. Now that I am out of Super University, and my questions begin to bug and bother me, should I ask them? Nevuva. They bug you, right? Elaine. Yes, questions bug me. Nevuva. That's how CEOs feel. It is as if CEOs think they are in Super University heaven already, but, alas, they don't know it all because they are not angels. And, their questions bother and bug them. Elaine. And, you cause them, like me, to want to know and therefore they ask questions to seek knowledge? Nevuva. Yes, and you could call knowledge the difference between those who seek it and we angels who know it all already. Elaine. Rorty says there is no end to inquiry. Nevuva. He said that before he became an angel. Elaine. It is hard not to ask questions. That's one reason that I love going to visit any of the heavens because I know how my place there, how things are and unfold, and how things all develop and play out, at least up to a point. And then I am back on Earth, asking questions. Nevuva. You never question if we are angels anymore. Elaine. I know, at least, I don't have to be bugged about that. Nevuva. I know, that's the best part. Elaine. It now feels as if there was E.N.D. every nation demilitarized, then it would be like an end to asking questions because a final knowledge would be attained. Nevuva. Billy, you have that knowledge, but you just have to use it. Aura. I feel like I do and I will get better at doing what I can with it. Nevuva. Tove. Threichbot. I will treat it like a poker game. Nevuva. Why would you do that? Threichbot, who already knows his answer. I'm just playing with you, Threichbot. Nevuva. Ahova. Threichbot. Ahovit ve Ahova to each and all. Nevuva. I already know what you're going to say. Threichbot. So do I, and I know already what you're going to say. Nevuva. I'm right here. Threichbot. You're right here, but any minute Jill, Aura Tifaredo, and you might trade places and then I will know what she will say. Nevuva. That's Tove, Billy. Aura Tifaredo. I love you. Threichbot. I love you too. Nevuva. I love you 3. Aura Tifaredo. Flowers. Tulips, green ones. Nevuva. Thank you, sweet Billy. Ora ora ti ferredo. That's my favorite one. Rosalinda. Billy. You don't have to ask questions anymore if you already know the answers. Penelope. I know, it is great. Nevuva. Let's celebrate. Marilyn. The first thing I will do is to find a dancing angel partner. Nevuva. I'm right here. Parak. Thank you Hashem for Super University, for my graduation from it, and for these wonderful angels, flowers and candy. Ahova. Amen. Nevuva. Finis. Knowledge is conversation. Knowledge is like beautiful art, once you have it, you set it aside. Ora. Let's shorten that saying. Grouchy. Angels, who have all knowledge, set it aside. Elaine. We need not seek to know because we already know. Donna. Angels know it all. Nevuva. That's a stupid saying, but it is true. Diana. Knowledge is best defined as conversation, and seeking knowledge is best defined as preparing to talk with another. Elaine. Harold Bloom said knowledge is love, and I think that he is right, love and conversation. Nevuva. He's all right. Kelly. So from now on I will not prepare to talk to another, no matter how pleasant such preparation is, but even with going to appointments, there is no need to prepare what I will be saying. I already know. Nevuva. T-O-V. Threichbot. Questions are just anxieties of being unprepared to talk with others. Diana. Answers are conversations. Ora. To err is human, to forgive, divine. Alexander Pope. He was right about forgiving, but anybody, angels and humans, can err. Ora. Tov. Threichbot. It is beautiful of you to know that, Nevuva. Honey. After graduating Super University, I am my best self so far, Billy McBride, 1/3 human, 1/3 fairy and 1/3 angel. Nevuva. Nevuva, the anxieties you once had about preparing to talk with others are gone. Elaine. I feel in my ideal state of being. Nevuva. You feel pretty good, I know. Threichbot. I set this conversation aside. Nevuva. Alright, give us a topic to talk about now. Ora. We will talk about the apartment as a ruined temple spacecraft. Nevuva. We will. Ora. I love machine cloud heaven. Nevuva. We know Nevuva, and you forgive us too for taking you out of it. Ora. Yes, I am now on earth. Nevuva. Don't worry. Ora. You will be compensated. Robbie Pop. I am purposefully not seeking knowledge of that heaven now. Nevuva. That's good. Ora. And, I will just say something now for the record about it. Nevuva. You don't have to. We know. Ora. Alright. Nevuva. Machine cloud is special. We know. Ora. I feel that it is so. Nevuva. Okay, what did you want to say? Ora, who already knows. In machine cloud, my knowledge is only of conversation. My knowledge is conversation. And, to know to whom and how to talk is what makes it special. Nevuva. I know. It kind of does. Ora. Is there a heaven of waiting to go to a different heaven? Nevuva. Don't ask that question about future conversations. Just have a conversation whether you err or not, but have that conversation without seeking answers by asking questions. Ora. Billy, you don't need to search for knowledge, as you know. Donna. The whole idea about such a search is anxiety. To search is anxiety. To search is to be anxious when it happens for knowledge. Bertha. Being humiliated by others who would have you to appear less knowledgeable is the cruelest thing on earth that they can do to you aside from bringing you physical pain. Ora. Billy, you don't have to buy into that humiliation if you just brush aside the search for knowledge. Donna. You are not ignorant but the opposite. And you do not humiliate others either because they know too, and have their own knowledge, and if they do not show it is because their own anxieties hold them back from having conversations with you if they seek knowledge. Ora. Others too do not need to go through humiliation just because they think that they need to seek out knowledge. Once they stop searching for knowledge, then the threat of being humiliated goes away. Yafa. That's how you feel leaving machine cloud because the knowledge that you found there to be conversation must be found again, you believe, by some search for it. Donna. But, do not search. Do not search for that, we all say. You have no reason nor need to be any more humiliated. Just change the subject, dissolve your belief that you need to know, and move on. Aura. If war is a failure in conversation, then it is like a fight for some sort of knowledge which is exclusive to the members of its own side. Nevuva. That could be of a knowledge taken by force, one searched for, no matter who it humiliates upon its destructive path. Honey. War is the extreme case of the search for knowledge. Elaine. Peace then is inclusive conversation. Aura. Yes, a knowledge as conversation is peace. Elaine. A search for conversation may or may not be warlike, but such a seeking makes for an unnecessary anxiety over having future conversations. Tob Shabib. Conversations are models for inclusiveness. Elaine. The more conversations you can get into, then the more inclusivity. Yafa. The more conversations, the more openness to what others who are engaged in having them say. Diana. So sometimes the audience changes, but fighting to keep a specific audience there and engaged with you, is to go against peace. Elaine. Yes, peace depends on our willingness to have conversations in new contexts. Tob Shabib. Some fight for their rights to have conversations. Nevuva. True. And, if they had conversations with those whom they are fighting, then there would be no need to fight. Teresa. War is shrouded by anxiety and humiliation. Aura. Where there is war, there are powerful militaries. Elaine. Militaries become exclusive, not inclusive. Diana. If all militaries were inclusive to all, then there would be no need for them. Elaine.
That ultimate power to demilitarize happens with every nation demilitarized. E.N.D.
Diana.
E.N.D. is made so that everybody can have the freedom to have conversations.
Aura. I see. Nevuva. Ahova. Aura. Ahovat ve Ahova to each and all. Nevuva.
E.N.D. ends our search for knowledge once and for all.
Libby.
E.N.D. is having knowledge.
Elaine.
E.N.D. is knowledge as conversation for everybody.
Aura. Don't say heaven, Billy M. Aura. Everybody wants that knowledge and seeks it. Teresa. Rorty is right about heaven being better left out of one's mind. Donna. We are here, but don't fight us for any knowledge. Elaine. We are setting some rules down. Aura. You see it. Love is knowledge, you see. Don't fight us for love. Valerie. I should just try to improve this earthly place rather than seek to know more about divine transcendence. Nevuva.
T.O.V.
Aura. Love is conversation. Nevuva. Tov. Donna. Love is inclusivity. Nevuva. Tov. Donna. This world is excluded from other ones. Nevuva. That's good, Billy. That's why you need to work on talking to others on Earth about how to improve life on Earth. Honey. Improving life on Earth is improving earthly conversations with those on Earth. Nevuva. Tov. That's great. Teresa. Improving is conversation. Improving is knowledge. Nevuva. All right. Kabbalah. Love is improving. Nevuva. It is, Nevuva. Rosalinda. You know there are lots of people always around. Donna. As well as their angels and your own angels. Libby. Trust in people needs to improve too. Ora Tifaredo. So increase awareness of those with whom you can speak right now. Diana. She means right now. Ariel. Finis. Conducting contradiction. We have been writing poetry. Nevuva. It isn't exactly Hawaiian sonnets and other poems poetry. Yafa. It passes time, and sometimes I read better by writing it. Nevuva. That's good to say. Yafa. I wouldn't want to publish it, or would I? Nevuva. Tov. Let us publish it. Teresa. It serves many purposes, but it cannot beat Hawaiian sonnets and other poems. Bertha. I know. I wish it could. Nevuva. We read 10 times more others' literature than our own. Bertha. I love memorizing and blurting out those words I memorized. Nevuva. Yes, especially with us to hear you and guide you on to do just that. Donna. It is that Tobe Shabib or another angel of mine starts to talk, and as soon as she stops, the line I will blurt out is ready to be recited. Nevuva. Yes, she actually says the lines many times, though it feels much like a special conversation with her and the other angels to whom you are paying attention. Elaine. She is conducting. Grouchy. She and your other angels conduct you to recite poems that you know by heart. Teresa. When she and they conduct, it feels like a new sort of conversation. Nevuva. And, we know now what you are thinking. Grouchy. You want to know why that new sort of conversation stops at times. Teresa. Very much so, since it is backed up by my whole life's effort to be a socially discursive being. Nevuva. It's contradiction which changes your ways that you continue doing activities. Elaine. Contradiction both blinds you, and makes new things happen, for the sake of inclusivity and betterment. Teresa. You are ambivalent about contradiction. Ora ti farado. It is necessary though, and it is like giving different heavens equal credit for being equally awesome. Bertha. That's good. Nevuva. We know, Billy. Threichbot. I found it out when it is good to ask questions. Nevuva. You certainly have. Valerie. It does not happen every time I listen that questions arise. Every time nothing happens. Nevuva. I know what you are saying. Valerie. They know me well, as the YouTube algorithm chose the music, Billy McBride Entertainer 11,30. Knowledge is its sickness. Nevuva. Maybe so. Shay. I think that I'm onto something, or rather I know that I am. I would rather be off. Nevuva. Maybe you would, Nevuva. Shay. I wonder how deeply I listen to my own angels. You angels do no wondering yourselves. Nevuva. True that, Nevuva. Threichbot. I suppose I can substitute a sort of vocabulary during a process of structural analysis. That very supposition is not structural. Nevuva. Yes. So you can. Yafa. I can also understand the language of better meanings by my sort of substitution. The substitutions might not themselves be better, however. Nevuva. All right, you do just that. Teresa. You will see. That is a good thing to do. Donna. I will go now backward over the matter. What do I see? This is to be done. Nevuva. Fine. Donna. What is fine? Nevuva. Keep going, I mean. We love you. Donna. Where shall I go? What is love after all? Nevuva. Ha, that's a good one. Bertha. How is that? Nevuva. You know what I mean. Bertha. Who am I? Nevuva. You're Nevuva, you stupid idiot. Bertha. Thank you, Hashem, for Super University, angels, flowers and candy. Ahova. Amen. Nevuva. Tov. Valerie. Forward, forward. Says Gouda. Elaine. Let's talk about Earth. Nevuva. Tov. Okay. Diana. I always seem to be receptive to fresh ideas here. That's my character. Nevuva. It is. Diana. So one goal is to be coherent. Coherent enough, but aware that I am just as paradoxical as everybody else. Nevuva. Yes, you all contradict yourselves all of the time. But, that's all right. Teresa. Is that what it means to err, as in to err is human, to forgive, divine, by Alexander Pope? Nevuva. Aha. Teresa. You can do better than that if you stop asking questions. Robbie Pop. Or I could ask better ones. Nevuva. This is not the time for that, Billy M. Robbie Pop. Yes, those sorts of questions are only confined to being in heaven when you ask them. Elaine. That's weird. Nevuva. And, you are not in any heaven right now, but just on earth. Emunah, trust, is tov, good. Ora ti farado. I see. I can always tell when I am on earth because my mood changes to a normal one, and there is no transcendent ecstatic experience here that happens. Nevuva. That's good, Billy M. Amy. Also, I don't know anything wonderful on earth, except maybe of you angels. Nevuva. No maybe, Billy, you always know us, but we do take you through, conducting, you might say, through contradictory experiences. Diana. Sometimes such experiences are incompatible. Nevuva. Of course, that's part of the process. Elaine. You've been with us long enough to trust us still. Libby. I trust you. Nevuva. Question, Billy, would you rather have the ability to write the way you did 13 years ago as with our book, Hawaiian Sonnets and Other Poems, or would you rather have that book and all of the over 300 books which came afterward which we made up until now? Bertha. I would like to have all of our recorded words up until now and all of those books. Nevuva. The same question goes with the way you played music 13 years ago, or would you rather have instead that the 3,100 songs we made which came afterward in addition to those songs? Bertha. I would rather have all of our music in total. Nevuva. Then you do care about our memories. Bertha. Yes. I want these memories to shine rather than to have less of what we did and be able to play or write a particular way. Nevuva. That's Tove. Bertha. I am glad we are talking about this. Nevuva. You will feel the same when you are older too. Bertha. Tove. Nevuva. The memory makes sense to you this way, and you treasure all we have done. Elaine. Yes. I see what you mean. Nevuva. That's a tough one, we know, still to want to perform like you once did. Tobe Shabib. Yet, we did well, really well, and still do. Nevuva. It is like remembering a heaven. Elaine. I see. Nevuva. When you remember how nice and wonderful one of those heavens was, then you at first miss how you performed within it, but then you consider that other people who go there or have gone to that heaven to be its permanent angels are happy there, that God will compensate everyone for everything, and that does make you feel happy. Elaine. I feel relief knowing others enjoy those heavens where I no more am. And, I feel ultimately good that God will make things right for everybody one day. Nevuva. But, you'll go to the heaven of charades. Elaine. Yes, don't forget that, Nevuva. Threichbot. I know, I do have hope for that. Nevuva. And you still might very well go back to visit more of those heavens as you know while you are on earth. Threichbot. I would love that, though I am trying hard not to think of heaven, but of earth instead. Nevuva. It's okay. We feel you do well to consider those heavens where you were once. Threichbot. Well, thank you. Nevuva. And, you're not done writing about some of them as well. Threichbot. Either way, people are going to love being in heaven finally. Nevuva. Finis. A pavilion to take down. The best is left private. Honey. A wife under the tree. Amy. Myself overcoming. Shay. Georgia said. Grouchy. Wishing it better. Donna. Quite a voice. Threichbot. A philosophical voice. Shay. A final letter. Shay. Exit this age. Amy. Adieu on a stagecoach. Donna. Suddenly reading. Elaine. A list of philosophers. Shay. The fruits of knowledge. Threichbot. What fruits? Elaine. Hubert So. Threichbot. Immortal souls. Elaine. London 2. Kabbalah. A tree is all. Shay. A line loved. Elaine. Sun on the dew. Marion. All on television. Kabbalah. A soul letter. Bertha. Baby Rigsby. Grouchy. Elected to life. Elaine. A pitch goes out. Shay. The wind talks. Teresa. A man at the end. Donna. Oh, yes to the beauty. Jaffa. Ancient peace. Elaine. A lily comes up. Penelope. Yonder adieu. Donna. A piglet's bliss. Bertha. Yes to the beams. Elaine. A fee for the hills. Bertha. Monthly machines. Elaine. A fellow, too. Ora Tiferedo. The bride in the woods. Donna. The soul of a king. Grouchy. Very red. Elaine. Come to know. Ora. To beat the philosopher to the waves. Elaine. A song and dance. Elaine. Separated from any tradition. Ora Tiferedo. When Adam was dumped. Elaine. Remarkable laws. Kabbalah. Good when farther out. Teresa. The sun wiggles. Elaine. Lace upon the breasts. Shay. Helpful to have laws. Shay. Noise and gloom. Ora Tiferedo. A beaver at play. Yafa. God was so beautiful that those ancients who spoke to him could not bear to lose him, so we have the book of the Torah. Bertha. How does the Torah not lose God? Ora. It speaks of him as jealous, which means that he is the best. Teresa. Those are the words of men, not God. But, was God depicted accurately? Diana. Consider much of the Torah as first and foremost a way to preserve God. Donna. Maybe to them he was preserved, or maybe God left, which is believable, so they got nasty by writing about God in such frightening terms as to project their own despair that he had left them. Elaine. The Torah was an experiment to see if they could bring him back. Kelly. If only they got enough people on board to feel the need to have God back them up on their side, then the numbers of worshippers would bring him back. They betted on this. Shay. God came to Noah, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, and Moses, whom they say wrote the Torah. Honey. It mattered greatly for them to bring back the divine to life. Elaine. They thought that writing the Torah, making a religion out of it over time, would work, and in their time they believed God would return, but what did they care for future generations? Shay. A frightening one was their best God of all in print because his power was connected with winning wars in the stories of the Torah. Elaine. They believed that writing about a powerful enough God would convince people to revere that awesome power of having by him divine protection. Ora. This divine protection came with terms, and terms were written down to record them over time. Elaine. God therefore was preserved out of a spiritually legal contract with those who learned and followed it. Marian. To believe that power is what works to get God's attention, that he be a presence and protector in their lives, was the idea. Amy. And, the presence of God was beautiful enough that they felt protected by such major beauty. Yafa. If they felt betrayed that God left them, then they, as writers, had a choice to try writing about him to help have him return. Teresa. God is not only for the afterlife. Elaine. We are depicting, Billy, a story of our own that you can choose to believe or not, but we know it is a fiction too. Ora Tiferedo. We were going to tell you, as we did just now, to see what you thought. Teresa. I was going along with it. Nevuva. We know. That is your personality to follow a trail at times. Elaine. Now that we told you what we were saying was just fictitious too, you feel better. Ora Tiferedo. Yes. Nevuva. Yes, you do. Donna. Consider such our story just now about the formation of the book of the Torah as a story that is a pavilion. We just now took the pavilion down. Ora. Apple Bear. Shay. Your father. Elaine. This is pleasure. Elaine. Fiery poets. Tob Shabib. One of what? Threichbot. Whether this is so. Teresa. Nothing but clouds. Donna. Summer democracy. Yafa. Reasonably loud. Donna. Reading. Ora. After my kawana. Honey. Pierced by your love. Valerie. A loving pierce. Elaine. Love has been pierced. Diana. Love pierces none. Elaine. Too much love pierces none. Elaine. Pierce them, love. Valerie. Love, pierce them. Elaine. Love, pierce all. Threichbot. Love pierces all. Libby. Love pierces them. Marian. They pierce by love. Valerie. Those pierced by love. Valerie. They pierce to love. Valerie. Charlie loves you. Charlie. Finis. Every angel knows. Angels are social. Libby. Angels are social even if they are unacknowledged. Elaine. Surprise, delight and knowingness. Elaine. From heights sublime whence the intellect holds divine delights with its angels. Libby. Every angel knows. Shay. Angels perform marvelously. Yafa. Angels love to play. Yafa. Good clean fun is our angelic motto. Aura. Play is better by far than wrestling. Grouchy. Thoughts that delightfully surprise us people do not come from us humans, but they come from a higher source, angels, who are more sublimely alive and playful than we are. Nevuva. Give me the go. Nevuva. Accepting that other people have angels is accepting that they have personalities, for the essence of personality is angels, and angels are as poetic as inventive and as surprisingly delightful as ever. Ariel. Angels make visible through a person's speech the revealed wisdom the angels revealed to him or her. Ariel. Such speech is charity. Teresa. To see the angels that others have in action, listen to the wisdom that angels revealed to them. Elaine. And that is their personality. Tobe Shabib. Shakespeare's characters shine when they are knowing, delighted, surprised and poetical all in one, and that is their angels speaking through them as a team. Elaine. Angels would not be angels without teamwork. Kelly. If Shakespeare invented the human, that is, according to Harold Bloom, he invented the personality depicted best in literature, then behind the human personality of a character changing by listening to herself or himself speak, overhearing, there is her or his angels guiding that person, and Shakespeare can be considered a foremost revealer of such abilities to make visible the angels within a character coming public in conversations. Grouchy. People can and do better with the help of their own angels guiding them. Elaine. I am positive about you, my angels. Nevuva. Of course. You really are, and with right reason to be so. Diana. If rationality is ultimately a willingness to listen to others, then being an even better listener is to listen for the angels that other people have who are working with them as a team, however credited or not for their helpfulness. Diana. I credit you again, thank you again. I love you for all of this and for helping me get to know others and their own angels within them, sometimes speaking through them over time. Nevuva. Ahova. Ariel. Baruch Hashem for angels and all of those whom they help. Ahova. Amen. Nevuva. I was once very angry at a pimp. Nevuva. From that period in your life, you wrote Hawaiian sonnets and other poems. Diana. And, Billy, you were profoundly disappointed in him and the construction crew that for months, while they were residing the apartments, kept seeing as prostitutes. Elaine. I knew he was abusing them to scare them not to leave him, that they keep prostituting for him. Nevuva. You know how they were all hooked on drugs, and that is how he trapped them in that horrible lifestyle. Elaine. I was very upset, scared and disappointed, and my frustrating experience was a profound one during that time. I had also just recently married some of you angels. Nevuva. We know that you bring these times up because you feel that your feelings that you had then lead you to write Hawaiian sonnets and other poems. Donna. Yes, I wonder if those emotions caused that book, and if I were to remember how to get those emotions back, then I could write like that again. Nevuva. There is something that you don't know. Aura. I suppose so. Nevuva. And, you think there is some trick to writing more that way. Aura. I am afraid that from that thought of mine is hard to get away. Nevuva. I love you, we are still working things out with you. Aura. I know. You condition me well. I love you too. Nevuva. First, that your emotional state caused that book. Kelly. Aha. Nevuva. There's something there. Threichbot. I thought so. Nevuva. You are happier now that that pimp is far away from you. Aura. Yes, out of sight, out of mind. Nevuva. You think that it is because you are no longer challenged in a profound way to write poems against an evil that you are blocked. Libby. Yes, it is almost as if I wrote my best because I had great opponents, that pimp and the construction crew. They were quite a reality. Nevuva. We know. Aura. And, we know how to write that way that you once did. Diana. It is like you distilled that intense experience into the pages of Hawaiian sonnets and other poems, though that volume of poetry does not relate to your experience and its meanings. Grouchy. And, you also wrote the commentary on Hawaiian sonnets and other poems called The Invention of Unsurpassability, where you figured out that Hawaiian sonnets and other poems had a built-in mechanism that made it impossible for you to go any farther to surpass it. That mechanism, you wrote, was its important message. Aura. Fourth me. Donna. Mended A. Bertha. At heights viewed. Donna. Clouds fugit. Diana. The bare air. Amy. Fork the image. Elaine. The scene. Aura. A chambermaid's heart. Teresa. It was personality. Yafa. Few repeat. Teresa. By angels. Libby. Teaching company. Ora Tiferedo. Then a method. Aura. Moody epitaph. Honey. Reasonably dull. Honey. Bad singers. Elaine. It took a friend. Diana. Book bank. Kelly. But own up. Aura. The whole wisdom. Aura. Wrestle for a name. Elaine. Play the miser. Elaine. Slippery anger. Elaine. Of the blue. Elaine. Made to pass by. Penelope. Time passes. Elaine. He mannered the world. Donna. God trod down. Aura. Am I lazy? Nevuva. No. Donna. You are being blocked though. Honey. You know why? Kabbalah. Yes, I thought so. Nevuva. We know that you don't like it. Kelly. You'll figure it out. Teresa. You will be compensated. Robbie Pop. Conditioning is why I am being blocked, I understand. Nevuva. This time it is us. Aura. I love you. Nevuva. I love you too. Aura. There is a thin line between waiting and feeling lazy. Nevuva. Your waiting is a conditioning. Grouchy. You can handle the belatedness. Teresa. Try that. Threichbot. A little physical reality being described never hurt. Teresa. All right, I saw a yelling man on a scooter today, and I smiled because he shouted when passing by me. Nevuva. Aha. He was being social. Honey. I also smiled when I was surprised by the pink patio light of the unit by the office. Nevuva. Yes, that was funny. Donna. There was a lady who was watering her plants. Nevuva. Aha, she has the best flower arrangements here. Ariel. And you told me I should keep walking, that it would be alright to go one more time around the loop before nightfall. Nevuva. Tove. Ariel. Yes, don't forget about other people. You have no need to defend yourself against them. They are good influences too. Diana. Finis. On personality. What is counter-received wisdom? Nevuva. It's like an angelic counterfactual. Libby. Looking for such? What will that do? Nevuva. Think of Before I Knew Thee, Hal, I Knew Nothing. By Sir John Falstaff. Libby. All right. Nevuva. What would its non-received wisdom be since this is received wisdom? Bertha. I do not know. Let us see, I don't know thee, Hal? Nevuva. Or? Bertha. Before is the main oomph of the received wisdom, I will leave it out. Nevuva. Good. Aura. New repeated twicefold is also part of the received wise utterance. Nevuva. That's good, Nevuva. That leaves you some options. Bertha. Yes, I can also see what Hal said to Falstaff before, and then rework it into some imaginary speech of Falstaff which would be less divine. Nevuva. You are doing this to be aware of opportunities that some people are missing when they miss out on angelically received wisdom by not listening, overhearing, inward thoughts. Bertha. All right, Hal says, Hal says, here it is, thou didst well, for wisdom cries out in the streets, and no man regards it. Nevuva. Beautiful. Threichbot. I think you know with what we're dealing. Amy. We are both appreciating those angels of Shakespeare, and seeing that things are in order. Nevuva. Yes, and even more. Threichbot. All right, Falstaff could have just said Hal, I see you are right, but in such a failure really to communicate with Falstaff's own angels, and in such an imaginary surrender, Falstaff would also be lying, or telling only a half-truth since his words are like Friedrich Nietzsche's saying, that for which we can find words for is already dead in our hearts. There is a kind of contempt in the act of speaking. Nevuva. Awesome. Threichbot. You get passes because you're angels who know all. Nevuva. What else? Elaine. What the heck are you angels doing here on earth with us humans? Nevuva. We want to help you. Donna. So received wisdom is the same as influence. Nevuva. Pretty much. Honey. Is there such a thing as bad influence? Nevuva. Not to us. Honey. Some people think so, yet we call that type of thinking a bit off. Diana. Let's correct such thinking. Donna. What many call bad influence is better called not so good understanding because it is further behind. Bertha. Is that a sort of atheism or agnosticism? Nevuva. Aha. Honey. There is no bad influence, there is just no so good understanding, or better yet, misunderstanding. Grouchy. Ah, I see. Nevuva. Like with Ralph Waldo Emerson when he said that to be great is to be misunderstood. Diana. Influence is out there, but when misunderstood, then people attack it and call it bad influence. Elaine. That's not to be confused with Harold Bloom's concept of the anxiety of influence. Shay. So influence is angelic. Nevuva. Aha. It is. Donna. Well, it took me long enough to work that out. Nevuva. Hakal Besetter, everything is in order. Donna. Personality is angelic then. Nevuva. Aha, it kinda is. Donna. That's wonderful. I see how we can work much more out now. Nevuva. You kind of do. Bertha. Both by reading to see the way authors are influenced, and in conversations I will be aware of how the speaker's angels are being influential in the speaker's words. Nevuva. That's great, Billy. Teresa. Keep it going. Donna. Stories as revealed wisdom, influence. Elaine. Pisa stories. Diana. Accusation is not conversation. Teresa. Blurting or reciting poetic lines as the personality of, or under creation, as the piece of creation, or as the creation of peace. Elaine. Which stories are revealed stories by angels, and which are not? Nevuva. Historical parallels to stories. Elaine. Plot versus personality is plot versus the angelic. Elaine. Vico. Aura. Parallel revealed wisdoms? Nevuva. The community of people and the community of angels within that community. Yafa. Overhearing. Donna. What is the story of humans not giving credit over time up to now to their own angels within them who reveal wisdom by their thoughts in and to them? Nevuva. Substitution of terms in stories like synonyms, but extended in a more symbolic manner, and then discussing and understanding the text with those substituted terms. Bertha. We will get there, Nevuva. Donna. Yes, keep going, sweetie. Aura. That's a lot to consider, but mainly I want to understand angelically inspired stories and how to identify the angelic objectively by texts, and maybe even know the names of the storyteller's own angels inspiring her or him. Nevuva. Is it a sentence-by-sentence study, or is the story wholly inspired this when indeed divinely inspired? Nevuva. You really want to know where to look, but you do this with Shakespeare all of the time. Elaine. I know, I love hearing Shakespeare at many times work creatively with angelically received wisdom in his characters' expressions, yet that is step by step and line by line. Nevuva. Yes, look at stories now, take say Homer's Iliad, some part paraphrased, the beauty of Iris transporting the grieving king Priam to Achilles to get back the body of his slain son Hector. Ariel. Alright. Nevuva. How do you tell if that story's theme or plot is revealed wisdom? Kabbalah, who knows? I have no idea. I mean, you can switch elements around and have a different story, but I cannot tell the difference where one is a divinely revealed story and the other is not. Nevuva. Think about the pathos. Aura. Is pathos usefully read as angelically inspired storytelling? Nevuva. Ahova. Angels are also about goodness and love and caring, not just about revelations of wisdom. That's a hint. Aura. I love you too, Ariel. And, I realize that, while talking with you about all of this, that I have just been kicked out of heaven again. I was in charades heaven. Nevuva. Yep. That's what happened. Ariel. It was good for me. And, people also going to live in the heaven of charades as angels will love it there too. I am happy for them. Nevuva. Please do that, Billy M. Bertha. Alright. Baruch Hashem for angels, charades heaven and the people who will also be going there. And, thank you for flowers and candy. Ahova. Amen. Nevuva. Thank you. Ariel. It is hard to hold on to all of that stuff. The ideas were awesome, yet I began to seek knowledge rather than just use the knowledge I already had. Nevuva. Aha. Threichbot. And, now you're not in that heaven anymore. Elaine. It was supposed to happen that way, you will see. Diana. We know that it is hard being back on Earth. Diana. Yes, only you seem to tell when the slate becomes blank for me again. Nevuva. It's always your moods. Donna. Yes, when I can sustain a good mood to a high pitch, and keep it going, it then becomes a voyage to one of those heavens. But, then I get myself back on Earth, and, well, my mood is not so great. Nevuva. You will be alright and compensated. Donna. Ahova. Ariel. Ahovat ve Ahova to each and all with tulips green and rolos for the kiddos. Nevuva. Tov. Threichbot. I'm glad that we recorded all of that. Nevuva. It will be useful for readers. Threichbot. Good. I really am glad for those who go to Charade's heaven. Nevuva. That's where you go when you die, as you know. Donna. And, that's where you all are, my loves. Nevuva. Aha. Donna. Finis.